and start recording. Yeah. That the 7-star constellation. I was about to say constipation. I'm doing a very weird eye makeup because I want to. Hey, hi, welcome back to my channel once again. If you are new here, then hi, hello, how are you? My name is Banhisekha. You can call me Boni. I'm that cool auntie who never got married, loves makeup, skincare, and tells tons and tons of stories and has tons of cats. I have 11 cats. Today, I thought about doing something different. Like, not different. I mean, yeah, many people have done this before, but I want to do this. This concept is very fun for me. And again, I apologize for the light because I have none. This is all room light and a very tiny light that I have. I'm working with that. Today, I planned to tell stories while doing my makeup. Today I will start telling stories about Hindu mythology, which I love a lot. So today's story is why and how Mahabharata was written. Disclaimer: every myth has several versions of it, so if you know a different version of the same story, then chances are you are right and I am right too. And if you are a bhakt, I give zero about your opinion. Like, this is Hindu phobic, this is this and that. I literally give a zero fuck about your opinion, so shut that off. And if you are not a bhakt but you know a different version of this story, please don't get offended because chances are both of us are right, because myths and lores have many versions of the same story. This story is as old as time. One day, Saptarshis, or the 7 ancient sages, were hanging out in the sky, chatting, relaxing, having their time. Now, you may ask, who are Saptarshis? What's that? Who are they? Okay, Saptarshi is the word which is amalgamation of 2 Sanskrit words. One, Sapta, which means 7, and Rishis, that means sage. In Hindu myth, it is said that the 7-star constellation Ursa Majora that we see in the sky is actually the 7 sages who are watching over us. These 7 sages were brothers, and all of them were sons of Lord Brahma. Before all the sages of India, or rather said before any animal or humankind in India, these 7 sages were born. And these 7 sages are also called the Ancient One. Doesn't it sound like Marvel? I mean, this sounds very Marvel comics, I think these Marvel DC comics white creators, they took a lot of inspiration from our mythologies but never gave any kind of credit. Also, these 7 sages were demigods. Their father was Lord Brahma, so they are immortals. 7 immortal. Oh my god, this very much sounds like Marvel's Eternals. I swear to God. Now I'm going to tell you the name of the sages. I think I'll keep them here. You can remember because it's kind of sort of needed. And their Sanskrit names, so keep up with me. These 7 sages are Marichi, Atri, Angira, Pulastya, Pulaha, Kratu, and Vashishta. Our bro Vashishta ended up having many children, and one of his sons was named Shakti. This Shakti had another son that was Rishi or sage Parashara, and this Parashara, his son was Vyasadeva or Krishna Daipayana Veda Vyasa. He was the writer of Mahabharata. If you know even the little amount about Hindu culture or Indian culture, you will definitely know about what Mahabharata is. Mahabharata is one of the biggest and one of the most ancient epic that was ever written. Now, the story I'm telling, definitely you got it from the title that it's about Mahabharata, and it's a fun epic or fun myth behind writing the Mahabharata. Since Vyasadeva was from the bloodline of the seven sages as well, that makes him the great grandson of Lord Brahma. So he was an immortal too. Now he inherited all the secret and ancient knowledge from all of his ancestors, and he is called Trikalagya. Now, it's a Sanskrit word. What Trikalagya means? Trikalagya means someone who knows the past, who lives in the present, and who knows everything upcoming, who can see the future. But more precisely, if we describe what a Trikalagya is, it's like someone who can exist in three timelines all at the same time. So that makes it Vyasadeva basically Doctor Who. Again, I mean, come on. When you read or talk about or listen about Hindu myths, you can't deny the whole nerd culture or comic book references. It's undeniable. So basically here our brother Vyasadeva is Doctor Who. While being in this world, he realized that humankind is dumb shit. They have eyes, they have mind that can think, they can use logic. Yet they behave like jackasses. I mean, come on. Can we blame Vyasadeva for thinking like that? We know, we can see there are tons and tons and tons of dumpster fires around us roaming. So watching all the tomfooleries going around, Vyasadeva thought, if somebody doesn't tell these people that what is true, what are the lies, or what is the sin, what is good deed, if they are not taught, then this civilization might fall. To teach the whole world lessons about truth, lies, sin, honesty, cheating, he created an epic inside his own mind. It's like a mind vault or an apple vault. I think we have heard about this, a mind vault in Sherlock season 2. There was this villain who used to keep everything inside his mind and he used to call it apple vault. Oh my god. I mean, you are going to have, if you are into nerd culture, then I am telling you, bro, you are gonna have some fun here. But after creating this whole thing inside his mind, he was worried that, okay, now I have created this thing, but how will my students, or how, which was my, or I mean not my, which was his way that I am going to teach the world about whatever I know, what is good things or bad things, etc. But since it's all in my head, how will I let the whole world know? And this was so big. This is so big. It's not humanly possible for me to even write this. And I need this as soon as possible. I need this ASAP. He was worried that how will I spread this among the civilization, which was his primary aim. Meanwhile, his great grandfather, God Brahma, got to know about the whole fiasco and thought, okay, I should give him a visit. Now, Vyasadeva was more than happy and to see his great grandfather and bow down in front of the Lord Brahma. And he let the god sit in his house and did everything to please him and make him happy. Brahma was more than happy with his whole arrangements. So he said, hey, do you have something to talk about? Something you want to tell me? Then Vyasadeva was like, my lord, I created a very beautiful epic. It contains all the knowledges of all the Vedas, Vedantas, lores, Puranas, myths, history, and all the philosophies of India. In short, it contains the whole India, the gist and beauty of India in its heart. It contains theories about the world, the moon, sun, rivers, stars, oceans, forests, etc. Brahma was so happy that he noticed after saying all this stuff, Vyasadeva was a little bit sad. And since he was a god, he was quick to notice that, like, why his dear grandson, who has such a noble agenda, who created something so beautiful, why is he so sad? What is wrong going on here? Brahma asked him, hey, bro, what's bothering you? Like, what is bothering you? Please tell me so that I can help. Vyasadeva then said that, yeah, actually, it's the only problem with the epic is the whole thing is actually inside my head. It's like an apple bolt. Vyasadeva also said, since it's so huge that it's not humanly possible to write down. Like, at least for me, it's not possible. As I said, it's not humanly possible to write it down just like that. Lord Brahma said, Indeed, the epic you have created, it can change the dynamics of this whole universe. It will be immortal. But the problem you just explained, it's legit too. Then Vyasadeva said that, then God, oh dear God, what should I do? What needs to be done? Then Brahma said, pray to Lord Ganesha, because he is the only person who can pen down this whole epic for you. Pray to him, try to impress him so that he agrees to work for you. After all, you are a human, you have to pray for it, and he's a god. It only depends on the fact if Lord Ganesha is impressed by your prayers, only then he will work for you. Then with that saying, Brahma left, and our bro Vyasadeva started to worship Lord Ganesha, prayed for days and nights and years. After his earnest prayers, one day Lord Ganesha really showed up and asked Vyasadeva, hey, hello my dear, I'm very much impressed with all the prayers and whatever you were doing, but can we come to the point? What do you want from me? Why are you doing this? And Vyasadeva was so happy and overwhelmed watching Lord Ganesha right in front of him. He took care of the god, he worshipped the god for days. After impressing him again in his house, he said, O Lord, O Ganesha, Ganapati, I wish to write an epic and I want to be the narrator and I want you to be the writer. Now, this was straight out an order, kinda, if you think about it, and it kind of brushed Ganesha off. Now come on, he is a god. He is a god. Even though Vyasadeva was a big deal, but still, Lord Ganesha is Lord Ganesha. He's a god. If you think about it, it's like me going to Bhuvan Bam with my 150 subscribers and ordering him to do some unpaid internship for my channel. It's that type of audacity. Like, come on. Ganesha didn't want to hurt his worshipper. One, Ganapati was very kind. Ganapati is a very kind god, one of the kindest gods out there. And also, Vyasadeva was a great grandson of Lord Brahma, so he didn't want to hurt Lord Brahma as well. It would be disrespect if he straight out said, oh, I won't help you, off. So Ganesha said, O respected sage Vyasadeva, I am ready to be the writer for you, but in one condition. I don't like wasting my time. So if this happens, that I am sitting like this, chewing my pen. You are not able to create any new shloka for me and I have to sit pen in my mouth. Then I must scoot out right then and there, and you can't stop me. Are you agreeing with that? Now, Vyasadeva was so happy that Lord Ganesha said yes to his offer. He was just overwhelmed and said, yes, oh my god, I agree. Then it hit Vyasadeva like, wait a minute. Oh no. Did I just got played? And yes, Vyasadeva got played real hard because Lord Ganesha has 4 hands and he can write with all of his hands. And he writes as fast as thunder. So before even Vyasadeva could pronounce a word, Ganesha would end up writing it. That means according to this condition, Ganesha will leave as soon as they start writing the epic. So it was like, I got played. And Vyasadeva thought, well played. Well played, bro. Well played. Now here, our homeboy Vyasadeva was tricky too. He wasn't no easy deal. So he decided the reverse Uno card on Ganesha. He said, my lord, I want a writer, not a typist. So yes, I agree that if you stop your hand, you will leave. I won't stop you. But I have one condition too. Ganesha said, okay, what condition? Then Vyasadeva said, until and unless you understand the meaning of every philosophy, phrase, idioms, synonyms, paraphrases, juxtapositions, and gist of my poetry, you won't pen down a single word. That's fun. Ganesha was like, bro, like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I am the god of knowledge. And you are saying that I will not understand your philosophy in a second. I will understand your philosophy, phrases, idioms, juxtaposes, whatever you are saying in a second. God, dude, game on. Vyasadeva was like, okay, sir, game on. Now, Vyasadeva was no joke. Even though Lord Ganesha was a god of knowledge, eternal power, eternal knowledge, and everything, still Vyasadeva was the great grandson of the 7 sages that we have discussed before, and because of that, he learned and inherited everything about Indian philosophy, linguistics, grammar to history. I mean, he was basically the Swiss bank of knowledge. So he started to make very difficult shlokas, which almost were riddly. And they were so hard. They were so hard to decipher that even Lord Ganesha was to stop and think the meaning, as he agreed that he would not pen down anything that he does not, understand. So that's how it started working. And when Ganesha spent his time to think about whatever he had said, meanwhile, Vyasadeva was creating more and more shlokas. Thus, Ganesha, not for a single time, had to keep his pen or put his pen inside his mouth. And yes, that's how Mahabharata was written. And since it contained all the knowledge available in India, which is Bharat, that's why the epic was named as Mahabharata. Since Ganesha had to learn everything before he was writing, learn and to understand and to give his opinion, he became the first reader and critic of Mahabharata. Now the book was written and all that jazz. How, as per deal, Ganesha have written it and he was gone. Now Vyasadeva thought that my main intention was to spread the knowledge all over the universe. How would I do this? How would I do this? Then he realized that he needs students who would spread this knowledge to different realms. So he taught this to sage Narada, who spread this knowledge of Mahabharata in the realm of gods. Then Vyasadeva taught the Mahabharata to sage Ashit and Deval, who spread the knowledge in the realm of the dead. Then Vyasadeva taught his son Sukdev, and Sukdev taught them knowledge to Gandharva realm, human realm, Yaksha realm, and Rakshasa realm. Later, also in human realm, Vaishampayana officially spread it. Thus, the knowledge of Mahabharata was spread among the whole universe. And this is actually written in Mahabharata, that why and how Mahabharata was written. It's a very fun story. The brawl between Ganesha and Vyasadeva, their reverse Uno playing, it's really fun. As I said before, whenever I read this epics and Mahabharatas, I find very much resemblance of all the Marvel and DC comics, and I have these feelings that white people took them from us and never gave any type of credits, which is the most possible thing that can happen. Indian myths and lores are ancient, and I have this opinion, like, if you don't respect your own culture, if you don't know about your culture, you will not be able to respect any other culture, and it won't be possible for you to know other culture and respect them simultaneously. Because see, our own culture is like root. If the root is not strong, then the tree will not grow. So for that, I will recommend, and I think I am going to tell more stories. And if you find these stories fun, if you found this story fun, I know talking, doing makeup and talking, it's very tough together. Next time, hopefully, I'll bring a bigger story that will cover all of my makeup procedure. I had to do many things behind the back. There's a weird thing. I am wearing eyeliners, liquid eyeliners, since I was a kid. Yet, every time I wear liquid eyeliners, and they're never the same. What? Do I have some type of curse on me? So if you really like whatever I just did, I told this story. If you really like this, please like, share, subscribe and comment. What do you want to listen to? What story you want to listen to? How you felt about this story? Please go ahead and type it. And till then, respect your own culture, respect other people's culture. Until then, bye. Why do I keep on sitting like a crossa? I have heard somewhere that we say crossa and it's not proper. It's crossa or something like that. French shit.